Good morning, love warriors. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to jump on and share a little of my backstory because I'm not sure all of you know it. And I think it's important you know how far that I've come, which is why I am so committed to helping other women make the journey with less stress, to shorten their learning curve, and to help them overcome some of the hurdles that took me years to learn how to overcome. And who's joined us? Hi, Val. Nice to see you. And one of the biggest, hi, Anne-Marie. One of the biggest hurdles that I had to overcome was my anxious attachment style. So here's the thing. I didn't know I had it. I didn't know anything about it. I was married for, 31 years, right? So you get married in your 20s. There was no such thing as dating apps. There was no really big self-discovery. I mean, how many people are learning about relationships and their attachment style when they're 20? No one I knew, okay? So I got separated and I started dating. And I went to therapy, and my therapist told me, much to my disbelief, that I was dating all the men were exactly the same. And I was like, no, they're not. She said, yes, they are. And herein lies the value of having someone shine a flashlight on where you're stuck. Okay, I didn't even think I was stuck. I was just like having so much fun dating all these fun guys with so much chemistry, right? But I was committed to, hi, sweetheart. Nice to see you, Christy. I was committed to growing. I was committed to understanding why I made the choice that I made. And I want you all to know, I don't have some big drama to tell you. I married a good guy. It just wasn't my guy. I don't have some nightmare, oh, I survived, domestic violence. I don't have that. And I know many women do, and that's another hurdle. But for me, it was really just a decision of my kids were grown, and I realized I had grown way apart from, hi, Julia, nice to see you, from my partner. And so I went to therapy. My therapist said to me, all the men you're dating are exactly the same. I thought she was wrong, but I had to put my trust in someone. I just was open. I just was open to learning and to growing and to putting my trust in someone. I think of a girl who wanted to hire me to do her dating profile audit because she wasn't getting any results, like none. She was attracting all the wrong people. And when I made a suggestion about her profile picture, because I have spent thousands of hours and tons of money learning how to do this, I said, I don't think this should be your first picture. Let's switch this up. She goes, well, everyone loves that picture. And she was like closed. Okay, keep doing what you're doing, right? You're not my girl. Just like I could have said to my therapist, you're wrong, but I didn't. I said, okay, let's work on this. And what I discovered, it took me years, was that I was attracting emotionally unavailable men, I was blaming the men, right? It's not the men, you guys. It's us, right? I didn't understand that meant I was emotionally unavailable to myself, had no idea what that even meant. Okay, I was like, what does that even mean? Because I'm a get it done girl. I just do shit, I just if I don't feel well about something, I just go out and do something, right? And so I then learned that I had an anxious attachment style. Now, I wasn't crazy anxious attachment, no judgment. I wasn't the girl that needed to know where my person was. I wasn't tracking him down, okay? I didn't need to hear from him 24 hours a day, but I learned that anxious attachment styles tend to attract avoidance because they trigger each other, all right? So I was in a roller coaster ride, and I didn't know what was happening. And what I learned And this is why I started the private Telegram group called Date Better, Find Love Faster. And this month, the focus is on self-love and self-worth, because this is the foundation of your house. It's like I can help women date better. I could teach them how to do their dating profiles. I could teach them how to use texting banter. I could teach you everything, because in the last 6 years, I've learned it all. I need you to know that that's the house that you're building. But the foundation of your house is your self-love and your self-worth. And what I've realized is that a lot of people make suggestions on what to do when you have anxious attachment and someone doesn't text you or they don't call you, and your brain and you start spinning. And I shared this in the private group, and I'm just going to tell you that I had a boyfriend say to me, I said, "Oh, I haven't heard from you all day. I feel really disconnected." And he said, "So are you telling me that because we haven't talked for one day and the day's not even over, you're doubting how I feel about you?" And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my God, I need to make myself feel better. I need to love myself more than anyone loves me. I need to love myself so much that I'm not afraid to lose anybody. Because if they leave, it won't affect how much I love myself. And that's what started to cure my anxious attachment. That's what started to do. Can you cure it? I don't know. I think you can tamp it down. I think you could take it from being easily activated by not getting a text back, by not, like, I love the good morning text, I love the good night text, which, you know, some men are doing that to 10 women, okay? I learned to soothe my own soul. I learned that I could go to yoga, I could go for a walk, I could read a book, I could go to the beach, but that didn't make it go away. Like, that's what a lot of people, coaches, advise you to do. They give you this advice like, oh, occupy yourself, go do something else. I would go for a walk, and then as soon as my walk was done, I was checking to see if someone answered. That was not the answer. The answer was working on my 10xing my love for myself. And that is, that's not an overnight deal. But if you're not working on it, all the dating profile audits in the world are not going to help you create the relationship you want. Like, the dating profile is just a ticket to a date, to dates, so you can find somebody. But if your self-worth isn't solid, if you don't love yourself more than some dude, some man who hasn't proven himself to you, then you're going to get caught up in the wrong relationship. I heard it said you're going to get in the wrong car, going the wrong way. I was like, that is so good. I forgot who said it. Some celebrity. And so you want to get, even if you get in the wrong car, you want to figure it out like this. But if your self-love game is low, and how do you know that? Like, I'm just going to give you some ways that you know you need to work on it. How you treat your body. Do you treat it like a temple? Do you take good care of it? Do you eat healthy food? Do you move? Do you exercise? Do you, like, value that this is your vehicle? Are you using meditation? Are you using affirmations? I have coaches, okay? So I coach, and I have several coaches and coaching programs that I work with to grow myself. And I invest in myself because I love myself. I think a lot of women, look, like, men are so good at this. They're like, oh, I need that, and they just fucking pay, okay? Women are like, do I want to do this? No, that's not getting you anywhere. You have to look at it like, here's me on this island. I want to be on this island, right? here's me, stuck, maybe frustrated, not meeting anyone, wondering, am I doing something wrong? What's going on? How do I do this better? How do I find my guy? And here's the island you want to be on. In love, happy, healthy relationships, so a man that, or a woman, depending on your orientation, that makes you feel safe, that's consistent, that honors your boundaries, that has the same values as you. Yes, chemistry. So how do you get there? You find somebody who can take you there, who shows up in their boat. Okay, we're going to the other island. Let's go. And there's going to be a charge to get in the boat. And I always felt like, okay, who's the best person for me to invest in that's going to take me to the island that I want to be on? Because I heard this morning in one of my coaching groups. The worst form of bankruptcy is losing belief. And I don't want you to get to the place where you're like, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to quit. I have a friend that I love very much who called me over the weekend crying. I thought something was wrong with one of her children. No, she was like, I'm this age, older than me, and I haven't found a partner, and I know I've been running. I'm like, I've watched you run. I've watched you run. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm out every night. I'm running. I'm doing. I'm going. I can't afford that, but you're investing in other things. I've watched her run, and the clock is ticking. I've watched her run for at least for years. And I don't argue with the runners. There's no argument there. I just know that, like, for me, I'm so committed to helping you get to this island. However you want to get there, whether it's coaching with me or not, whether it's being in the Telegram group or not, whether it's taking a course or not, whether it's reading books or not, it's something. I said to her, you have to get in the boat. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't go, should I do this? Should I do this? I go, just get in the boat. You have to start rowing. Because I don't want you to wake up a year from now and be like, ugh, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like I remember one of the presidents of the company that I'd been a part of for years and years and years and years, because we were all really into personal growth and self-development. She said, when you take the coins from your purse and you invest them in yourself, you'll always have more coins in your purse. And that was very powerful to me, because I don't think I would have been able to, like, kind of heal my anxious attachment. It was bad. Like, I remember once saying to a man, he was like, in the morning, good morning, how'd you sleep? And I was like, not good. He was like, why? I said, oh, I didn't hear from you. He goes, I talked to you at 4:30. But I was so anxious, that wasn't enough. But I thought it was him. It was me, okay? I was cuckoo. I was off the edge because I was looking outside myself for reassurance, for confidence, for self-worth, for self-love. I needed a hit from him to be calm and secure, because I didn't know how to give it to myself. I don't know if this resonates for any of you. I just wanted you to know that I've walked through the fire. I read this great book called The Mountain Is You. I've read so many books because I was like, where's the answer? Where's the answer? Because there really wasn't one coach that had like, okay, this is the foundation you pour and this is how you build your house. A lot of them were just like, do this, do this, do this. And it's building a home. You have to build a home. You can't just be like, there's not one, like, I can help somebody who's done all the work. Maybe they've been to therapy. Maybe they've had other coaches. Maybe they've taken my courses. They're like building their home, and we do their dating profile and boom, they meet someone. Why is that? Because they've already poured the foundation of their house. Whereas some women are just like, well, I redid my profile and nothing happened. Okay, because we need to work on a few other things. This is not an overnight deal. But I can guarantee you that when you work on this, it gets better. And so for me, how to heal my anxious attachment so I could attract a secure partner was my journey. Because I kept attracting the same emotionally unavailable men. What does that mean? They don't understand emotions. They don't want to talk about their feelings. It's a closed subject. They stonewall you. They don't, like, I'm going to give you an example, okay? On my journey to learning how to be more vulnerable, because that's the whole secret, is to feel your feelings and being able to express them, which I had never done and was very foreign to me. So one night, my boyfriend at the time, this was, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, he did something and I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty. But I said to him, okay, well, I'm feeling really vulnerable right now. And his response was, well, if you're not feeling great, maybe you should go home. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was far from home. So I was like, I'm not going home right now. But I thought, I have two choices right now. I can be pissed and think he's a real dick. Or I can be proud of myself that I shared my feelings. And when someone doesn't respond to you with a healthy, tell me more about that, or what's making you feel anxious, or let's talk about it, it's data. And the data was, this person's not available emotionally. They don't want to hear how I feel. It makes them anxious or avoidant. They're not for me. This is not my long-term partner. And so that was a turning point for me. Because I was like, I am proud of me. He's not for me, but I am proud of me. I stopped blaming the men. I stopped trying to fix the men. Because that takes the focus off of us, fixing us, and going, why am I attracting that? Okay? Like, there's a girl I connected with in one of the groups I'm in. And she said, oh, I can't really date right now. I'm still trying to get over this guy that really fucked me over. And I realized that's victim mode. She's in victim mode. He did this to me. Like, no shame game. Just figure out why you keep attracting it. And that's the beauty of having a group, a coach, a mentor. Because here's the truth, and this is for me too. I'm going to ask you, how many times have you downloaded stuff and been like, oh, I downloaded that tip on how to date better. I downloaded that tip on, what to do on the dating profile. I saved her video on how to blah, blah, blah. 92% of everyone who downloads free stuff doesn't use it, right? Because there's no accountability and there's no kind of explanation on how to implement it. So I realized we all need someone to take us from this island over here where we're stuck. We need someone to row the boat. And whatever that takes, I was, willing to do. And as I learned along the way, for many hours and hours of trying to figure this out, months of trying to figure this out, years of trying to figure this out, how to stand up for myself. Like my ex-boyfriend would snap at me and I would just get quiet because he had a bad temper. I didn't stand up for myself. It took me a long time because I didn't want to fight. I'm not a fighter. So now I don't tolerate any shit. Now I'm like, that's not okay. Don't snap at me. That's a hard fucking no. Now I'm so clear that I want to be in a relationship with conflict and kindness. I've learned how to calm my anxious attachment style because it comes from self-love. And so I just wanted to let you know that I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I've walked in your shoes. I've stood in my garage of my old home while I was packing it up because no one told me leaving your home was almost worse than getting divorced. And I watched my things leave my house that I sold or whatever, and I was just having a freaking panic attack. My heart was pounding. I felt so alone, so scared. I wondered if anyone would ever love me again, if I would ever fall in love again. I was really panicked. I can remember being in that garage like it was yesterday with my heart pounding and boxes everywhere and feeling so alone and scared. And hearing the little voice say, "It's okay, you're not alone." So I want you to know, if you feel alone, scared, uncertain, unsure, like giving up, like quitting, I'm going to tell you this success story that I'm going to close with. And by the way, it's not too late to jump into the Telegram group. It's me dropping audios every morning. We're working on self-worth and self-love because that is the foundation. That's our theme this month. And anyone who refers somebody, I'll put the link in the bio, in our group. If you refer somebody, even if you don't join, if you refer somebody and they join, you get a 15-minute laser dating coaching call. But I'm going to tell you this story. And this is everything I believe in, okay? I was at the dog park this weekend and this dog jumps on the table and drinks my dog's water. And this sweet girl goes over and gets a fresh cup of water for my dog. I'm like, "You're so sweet." And when she said thank you, I could tell she was from another country. I'm like, "Where are you guys from?" She's like, "We're from London." I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool. Do you live here now?" "Yes." And we started talking. She's like, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm an online dating coach." And she said, "Oh, we met on Hinge." I'm like, "Well, tell me the story." And she goes, "Well, all these women," she goes, "I have so many friends and they don't realize that the dating apps are the new ways and pretty much the only way now to find love." I'm like, 1000% agree with that. I'm like, "Tell me the story." She said, "We matched on Hinge. He sent me a message that was really nice and I responded with a voice text." I'm like, "Oh, I love that for you." She goes, "Because I wanted to hear his voice and I wanted to see if he would respond in kind," which he did. I said, "Oh, that's so great." She goes, "And then we exchanged phone numbers." Literally, to couple texts. That's it. They exchanged phone numbers because he was very intentionally dating and so was she. He was not looking for a text buddy. He's like, "I'm not a texter. That's not how you get to know someone. That's ridiculous." I was like, and he's a hot guy. When I tell you he was an alpha male, I was like, he was hot. She was beautiful too, but still. So they exchanged numbers. He called her. She didn't answer and she didn't return the call. And he sent her a text and said, "I will call you tomorrow at 5. I certainly hope you answer." And she was like, "Oh shit." He called, she answered. They talked on the phone. He said, "I would like to meet you. Can I take you out on a date this weekend?" They went out on a date. She had a bunch of questions that weren't like interrogation, but she wanted to know, like, "Tell me about your lifestyle," because she was not looking for a partier. "Tell me, where do you see yourself like 5 years from now?" Because they're in their 30s and she wanted to know, what's his vision? And she thought to herself, she was hoping to date around over the summer. This was a couple years ago, but she realized he was a catch and he was not going to tolerate that. And they've been together 2.5 years. That's how it's supposed to go. That's what I want for you guys. That's what I'm teaching you. That's what I want you to, but where does that come from? that comes from feeling so worthy. Because without that deep sense of self-worth, you're wandering in the weeds. I want to help you stop wandering in the weeds. I would love to have you join the Telegram group. It saved me, this self-worth stuff. It's really changed my game for me. You walk differently. You text differently. You show up on a phone call differently. You show up on a date differently when you know you are worthy of this. And you're not going down here to pull anybody up to meet you. It's a game changer. So we're doing a 30-day self-love, self-worth challenge inside the group. It's $27 a month. You can cancel at any time. I would love to have you join us because I want you to go from this island over to here. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I want to help you find that partner because life is sweeter with them. It's sweeter. It's the cherry on top. If you have any questions about the group or a dating audit or any of the courses or any way that I can serve you, reach out and message me. Have a great day. Thank you for being part of my world. Mwah.